IACS, International Association of Classification Societies, ensuring the condition of vessels that we use on a daily basis. Hi, I'm Richard Watts, founder of HR Maritime. Welcome back to Commodity Brief. In this episode, we're going to continue our series where we're looking at the fundamentals of commodity trading. And in particular, we're going to be looking at IACS, the International Association of Classification Societies. What is a classification society is the first question. So a classification society is basically there to check the condition of vessels itself. It's a company which will certify the condition of the vessels. It is not going to be looking at the crewing of the vessel. It's not going to be looking at the maintenance of the vessel. It's not going to be checking whether the vessel is seaworthy or whether it's fit for purpose. It is just looking at the condition of the vessel at the time when the inspection occurs. There are currently about 50 companies which identify themselves as classification societies operating around the world to different degrees of quality. So if we're going to go back in past, we essentially have a look at the first one. The first one is Lloyd's Register. And so this was set up under a slightly different name in about 1760. The idea was that we needed a system to classify different vessels to know how their condition was. And so it was called Lloyd's Register because it was named after the coffee house of Edward Lloyd, in the same way as Lloyd's of London Insurance was also named after this. This is the place where people came together to congregate around trading and shipping at the time. And so this was quite successful. In about the 1830s, we saw Bureau Veritas, BV, being set up, and this is now based in Paris. And over the years, we ended up with a number of different classification societies being set up in the various maritime nations. So this brings us to where we are today with IACS. And so IACS, the International Association of Classification Societies, currently has 12 members. And so these are the different members. And so we have, as I said, Lloyd's Register here at the top. We have Bureau Veritas. We have RINA, the Italian. We have Croatian. We have the Chinese. We have the American. We have DNVGL, recent merger. We have Japanese. And so we have the Indian as well, and others. So this was built up through maritime nations. These are meant to be the top level of the grouping of the classification societies, and they all have to follow a common set of rules. So the question is, why do you care? Why do we care as traders, as charterers? Well, we're chartering vessels. We need to ensure that those vessels are in a good condition. And so we will need to work on our vetting of the vessels and also ensure that we can get insurance for the cargo we're loading on board. And so one of the elements that we're going to look at is the vessel classified by a good classification society? And in essence, is the vessel classified by IACS? And if it is, then it means that we have a bit of a guarantee of quality of the vessel. Now, this is not enough on its own. We need to look at the insurance of the vessel. We need to look at the actual management of the vessel and a lot of different aspects. But this will allow us to look at a dry bulk or a tanker and at least have an idea of the condition of the vessel itself. So that brings us to the end of looking at IACS, International Association of Classification Societies. I hope that you've enjoyed this episode and you click back soon for future episodes of Commodity Brief. Thank you.